Stand there.
Step in, we'll do the work. Oh, you missed it. Come on, guys, straight up. New York's open 24/7. Why? Why would you do that? In England, we shut at midnight and we're happy about that. We get sleep. This is why New Yorkers are so miserable and tired all the time.
Best sports teams. Yankees. Giants. Here's some of the sports teams from London. The Toughies. The Billinghams. The Wasps. And of course, those rugged Harlequins. You've got such delicacies as spotted dick, black pudding, and toad in a hole. There's one guy on the team who kind of is an outcast. You know, nobody talks to him. He's the weakest athlete. He's always a little paunchy. The coaches hate him. They can't stand him. And he's the kicker. Basically, British football is just a bunch of kickers running around. That's the entire sport. Our weakest guy from football is the fundamental essence of what they do. They kick. They run around and they kick.
Well, for starters, it was our game. And you stole the name. That's just for starters. Secondly, the Soccer World Cup final was watched by 2 billion people, not the number that watched the Super Bowl. And the reason for that is nobody outside of America or Canada cares about your football. Nobody. Every country in the world plays soccer. Nobody else likes your game. Ask yourselves why. I'll tell you why. Because it's bloody boring. That's why. Well, of all the unholy things that we've ever had to inherit from America, Dress Down Friday was about the worst. And just to let you know, we have now rejected it and we've gone back to suits. Walking around New York on a Friday in the offices is like stumbling back onto the set of Apocalypse Now. I have literally seen better dressed people in a graveyard below ground.
I was overwhelmed. I'm a kid from Queens. I can't compete with the South style. How do you compete with that? The elegance. Piers from the Mail. Now I'm a talent judge for giant dancing cows. Advertising, which is a charlatan profession, we could never compete with the elegant, sophisticated, credible editorial that is hitting our newspapers right now. So, you know, just one more. This is my favorite one. This is now Piers Morgan is a real celebrity with a personal torturer. We get to see Piers working out. Once again, advertising, no contest for editorial.
If you remain in any doubt about the relative importance of these two things, ask yourself one thing. What do you remember from this morning's newspapers? A great story or a great advert? And finally, and perhaps most pertinently, I just point this out. Donny is from the world of advertising. I'm from the world of editorial. I think that speaks volumes.
Donny sold his agency for $300 million, and Piers is still working for a living.
The Queen does not fall off segways. President Bush does. The Queen knows that the French already have a word for entrepreneur. The Queen brings in billions of pounds worth of tourism to Britain each year. President Bush has just presided over the most catastrophic financial collapse in a century, costing America trillions of dollars. And finally, and perhaps the most compelling argument of all, the Queen will still be ruling in December. President Bush will be gone.
Actually, I'm going to amend that forfeit. Here's a little bit.
Can he amend his forfeit?
Yes, he can amend his forfeit. We have the choice to choose our next president. They live in a country, they don't get to choose their next queen. Enough said. How many places can you, I don't know in a black cab, you can learn to say, go yourself in every different languages? You might have more legroom in a cab. You need to say, go yourself in Swahili. You need a yellow cab.
There's legroom in the back of our cabs for people over of 3. You can get 5 passengers in a black cab. Barely 3 would fit into a yellow taxi, and that's only when you've had your legs sawn off. Our cab drivers have to do something called the knowledge before they're allowed to drive a cab. They spend 4 years learning 320 routes around London and 25,000 streets. New York cabbies training is apparently 3 days, which is why it is known as the lack of knowledge, which may explain why they don't know where they're ever going.
If you think Piers won, hold up the unit.
The winner of the Alfred Dunhill Debate is Mr. Donny Deutsch.
Yeah!